the decimal. But we have to make sure we have the decimal in the right place. So where would the last digit I write need to be for these first ones? In the tenths. So, or the last digit I write is in the tenths. So do you see how I'm sort of going backwards here? Just to make sure that I've got a digit in the tenths place. Good. Oh, it looks like there's a lot of 4s. The next one's a little different. How is it different? How are the last two different, boys and girls? There's 2 digits in front of the decimal, okay? So we'll do the next 4 the same way. I need 2 digits behind the decimal, so the last 2 digits I write will go behind the decimal. Okay, stay with me here. So this time, you want to try the next 2 on your own? Okay, so table 1, what did you put on the next one?
5.37.
5.37. And table 3, what did you put on the next one? 2.96. Okay. Now that is changing from unit form to standard form. Now we're going from standard form back to unit form. So all we have to do is take the decimal out. Okay? So this one will be 25. This one will be
175.
Okay, got the idea? I'm going to pause it while you finish. So table 2, tell me what to write here.
275.
Okay, table 4. It's right over here, table 4.
245.
Good. Table 1
243. 243.
and table 3.
420.
Okay. Did you do all of these?
Yes.
Okay, so the last digit I write will be in the thousandths place, and all I have to do is take out the decimal. Okay? So do I need the 0 here?
No.
No. Okay, how do you feel about unit form, standard form? Good? Okay, let's go down to the next one. Now on this one, I'm gonna have you practice some rounding on your own. Oops, I think I went a little too far. Okay, so for the first one, I want you to round to the nearest tenths. Please stop tapping your pencil. And the nearest ones. For the second one, I want you to round to the nearest hundredths and the nearest ones. So go ahead and get those written down and then start doing your rounding. I'm going to pause it while you do it. Remember, you're going to need to get your decimals on there ahead of time. And this number is 8.735. Round to the nearest tenth and the nearest ones. Okay, so let me walk you through the first one. The nearest tenths place would be the 7. I have to decide if I'm going to keep it or change it. Okay? 3 tells me it stays the same. Okay? So the 7 stays the same. Now flex your muscles like a hero. Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Yo, you're a winner in the rounding. So table 2, what do I write for my answer?
8.7.
Okay, do you remember what we're doing now? Okay, so let me change the color of my pen and we'll write the next one. So 8.735, write that again. And this time, is everyone focusing? I'm going to round to the ones place. So let's say the rounding wrap. Might as well get it on video, right? Find the place, value and circle that digit. Move to the right and underline it. 0 to 4, circle stays the same. 5 to 9, add 1 is the game. Now flex your muscles like a hero. Whoa! Digits to the right, change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Yo, you're remembering the rounding game. Okay, so 7 says add 1 is the game, right? So add 1 to the 8, what do you get?
9.
Now flex your muscles like a hero.
Woo!
Digits to the right, change to 0. Do I need 9.0?
No,
Just at 9. Okay? So now we're going to do the same thing over here, but it's a different number. Okay? Now, I want you to try these on your own. Okay? So the first place value is the hundredths. So try that one on your own. All right. So it looks like, what do I need to write for my answer? 7.46 by my writing a 4. 7.46. Do not write the 0. Okay? So let's do it again. 7.458. What are we rounding to this time? The ones place. So I will look at the 4 to decide about the 7. So table 5, tell me. Does the 4 tell me to keep the 7 or add 1? This is table 4 where Mrs. Lowry's sitting. Keep the 7. So the 7 stays the same. Now flex your muscles like a hero. Woo! Digits to the right, change to 0. Okay, so now what do I write for my answer, Creedon? 7. I don't need 7.0, do I? That's a review of what we just did. Okay? The last 2 days we worked on that. Let's go on to the next page. Now we're going to use what we've learned to solve a problem. Okay, so I'm going to read it, and there's a part A and a part B. It says organic whole wheat flour sells in bags weighing 2.915 kilograms. How much flour is this when rounded to the nearest tenth? Use a place value chart to explain your thinking. How much flour is this when rounded to the nearest 1? Okay, we'll do the extension in a minute. So over here, what do I need to write? 10th. And good. And the number we're rounding is 2.915. Okay, this is the same thing we just did. We'll do the tenths place and then the ones place. Okay? All right, you give this a try. I'm going to pause it while you work on it. All right, so let's go with table 3 back there. Should I change the 9 or keep it? Okay. So what did you end up writing for your answer?
2.9.
Okay. So table 2. Let's do the next one, okay? Oh, well, I haven't even written it down yet. So I'm going to circle the 2 and look at the 9. And somebody over there in table 2 said round it to 3. 9 says keep it or change or add it. Very good. So that should be, and are you sure I don't need to write 3.0?
No.
Okay, very good. All right. So now we're going to practice some more numbers that are a little trickier, okay? But not too tricky. I think you're going to be fine. So I skipped problem 1, didn't I? Down here. Okay. So this is the number we're rounding now, 49.67. So everyone get that on the chart, and we're going to go to the nearest 10, the nearest 1, and the nearest tenths. So please write all those words so I can read them. Okay, so if I round to the nearest tens place, I circle what? The 4, okay? So, table 1. What does a 9 say to do? Keep it the same or add 1? Add 1. So the 4 becomes a 5 or 50. Now flex your muscles like a hero. Digits to the right, change to 0. Now, let me talk to you about this. If you're in the store, Walmart or wherever, or Best Buy, I don't know, and you want to buy something that costs $49.67. So, in my mind, I would round that up to $50, wouldn't you? Say I need at least $50 to pay for this. Okay? All right, so let's do the next one. So 49.67. What are we rounding to now? The ones. So table 4. Does the 6 tell me to keep the 9 or add 1? Add 1. So watch this. Are you table 4? Okay. So 9 becomes what?
0.
A 10, right? And I regroup the little 1. 1 plus 4 is?
5.
And flex your muscles like a hero. Digits to the right, change to 0. Okay, how are we doing?
Loading.
Dealing with zeros can be confusing at times. Okay, 49.67. Write it down. This time we're rounding to the nearest tenth. Okay, let's see. Table 1. What does a 7 tell me to do? Huh? Put that away. Add what? Add 1 to which number? The 6. So 6 becomes a 7. Now flex your muscles like a hero. Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Yo, you're a winner. So what do I write for my answer table 4?
49.
Whoops. 49 and 7/10. Okay? Let's see what we've got next. Problem 2. This has got a lot of 9s in it. So it says only the nearest tenth and 100th. So get those written down, please. All right, so table 3. Which digits should I circle to round to the nearest tenth? The 9. And what should I underline? The 4. Okay. Table 3. I'm still asking you. The 4 tells me to keep the 9 or add 1? Okay, so the 9 stays a 9. Now flex your muscles like a hero. Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Yo, you're a winner in the rounding game. Okay, so what do I write for my answer? 9.9. Okay, we'll do it again. This time rounding to the nearest 100. So table 2, what do I need to circle? And underline.
9.
Okay. And the 9 tells me to do what?
Add 1.
Add 1. So which one do I add 1 to? The 4 becomes a 5. Okay, how are we doing? So to write my answer here, what do I write?
9.95.
Okay, who knows how to say that number? Lily?
9 and 9,500.
Very good. Okay, what do we have next? Oh, this is a challenging problem. I love this one. Okay, so we're gonna, can you just sit down and focus? We're going to need to draw a little mini place value chart. Now the easiest way to do a mini place value chart is to draw a straight line and then just put some lines going across it. And then I'm going to erase. Ooh, that's a big eraser. I'm going to erase and put my decimal on there. Okay, what do you think of that mini place value chart? Good enough? Okay, and we're going to keep going with this in a minute. Okay. So, here is the question. Okay, you got this place value chart written? Aren't you glad you don't have to write this all the time? I know. That's why I make you those copies. Okay, so here's a question. It says, a decimal number has one digit to the right of the decimal. So basically it looks like this. Everybody write that down. You're going to have two digits, a decimal, then another digit. Okay? If we round this number to the nearest whole number, the result will be 27. So if we round it, this is going to be our answer. Everybody write that down on the second row. Now we have to figure out the minimum and the maximum values that would round to 27. Okay? So I'm going to put max here for maximum, and I'm going to put mini here for minimum. Max is the largest, and mini is the smallest. Okay? Now this is where the thinking gets hard. You know your number is going to be two digits and then another digit. So here's what I like to think. For the largest number, I'm going to put max here. Okay? For the largest number, it's going to round to 27. But what's the highest number we could have here that will keep us at 27? No, that would change it to 28. Well, that's not the highest. 4. Who said it? Awesome. So 27.4 is the highest number that would go ahead and round to 27. Okay, we're going to do this again. And this time, we've got to find the smallest number that will round to 27. Okay, so do you think the whole number is going to be a 27? No, what's the whole number going to be? 26. Now, what's the smallest number that I would change it to round it up? It's a 5. That's the smallest number. So the answer for the smallest number is 26.5. Boy, that challenged our thinking, didn't it? Is that the last thing we have? Is there anything on the back of your paper? All right, good job today.